Finally, we have come to the concluding part of season 3. Today's class will mark the end of season 3. So what is it we want to look at in this class? Reflection, right? So what is reflection in Python? I have been teaching you object-oriented programming all along. And if you notice, I've been talking about the Garden of Eden, the creation of man, and using that to actually show you the teaching on object-oriented programming. What I want to show you today is just a summary of everything. And I hope you'll be able to catch it in what I'm going to demonstrate on the board. But before then, I want to show you this last class, which is what? Reflection. What is reflection? Reflection is an ability to extract information about an object. You know, we've been creating object for a class. Now, if I want to know, if I see an object and I want to know what class does this object belong, what are some of the things that this object has, what are the behaviors that this object is expected to implement, right? How can I get those informations? There are tools for that. You understand? So that is what I want to show you in this class. So what we just want to do is a brief class just on what? Reflection. Right? Reflection. So how do you do that? If you see an object, how do you find out which class this object belong? So it's just like seeing a human being. And then you look at the human being and you want to tell, why is this person going through this problem? Do you understand? How do you determine that? You know, like the priest will tell you why they are praying for you. And then they'll begin to tell you about things that are happening in your family. Your ancestors did this. So how did they do that? There were tools that they used to access that. And that is what we want to look at in this. So we have something like type, the type function. We've used this severally, right? This type function, what does it do? Then we have is instance function. Is instance functions. We have is sub class function. Now, there are many of them, many of these tools that you can use to actually find out anything about an object. So I'm just going to leave you with this. The purpose of this is just for you to know that when somebody looks at you and is telling you that this is the problem in your family or whatever, there are tools they are using to achieve that. And you also have that in programming. So it's type. So this one will tell you that what class does that object belong. This one will tell you if that object is an instance of a particular class. Why this one will tell you if the object or if that class is a subclass of a parent class, right? These are the things that you can use. And I will demonstrate that for you to see in using the PyCharm, right? Now, that brings us to the end of this class. It's a brief class. I'll just show you that in PyCharm. But before I go, I want to put everything together for you to see. So I'm going to draw a diagram on the board and then assemble everything for you to understand what I have been teaching you all along. Okay? So this is what I want to do. My channel, I want to give you a summary of my channel today. My channel is what? Religion, Science, and Technology. What am I trying to show you? Now, I have something like this, right? I've been teaching you this all along. Then inside this place, I have man, right? Created. Now, on this part and on this part, I have female. So I need you to see the summary of my lecture. I have female here, and on this part, I have male. Now, on this side, I have, let's call it FT, right? We'll call it FT, which is what? This FT stands for forbidden tree, right? FT. So this FT stands for forbidden tree. Now, on this side and on this side, let me use good for this side. Let me not use evil before you start thinking anything, female gender. So let me put here good. right? And here, let me put here evil, right? Now, now I have this here, then I have this here, right? Then I connect this, then I bring this one to this side and I connect it. Now, this guy, right? This guy, we'll call it serpent, right? Now, once you close this, energy will flow like this. And this guy will take out this, right? Now, this is what you call religion. This is religion. So you can see. Now, you will see what will happen when I show you the other part. Now, on this side, I have something like this. And then I have this. Just a little demonstration. Then I have this. Then I have this. And I have this. This like this. Then this like this. This one, we call it switch, right? This side, we'll give it negative. This side, we'll call it positive, right? And now, of course, you will know this one will come here, this one will come here. That is how it is. Now, this one, we call it science. Now, this is this, and this is this, right? Now, both of them. So in this side, this is what this one. This, let me, right? So this one, now this, so this is what I have been trying to help you achieve. Now my goal is to help you understand that everything that you are being taught here, right, is actually what is being used to do this. Now this one is a representation of this. This one is a representation of this. This guy is not actually what you think he is, but what he does is to help you see. The whole of this concept is like arranging a puzzle, right? This guy is to help you see certain behaviors that are inside of you that will not allow you achieve this technology. So you take it out and then you continue to ascend. That is the whole goal. Now, if you look at this and you look at this, you'll now actually understand that there is no conflict between this guy and this guy. There is none. They were actually together, which is the same thing as this. Energy is what you use to separate this, but you don't actually separate it. You are expanding something like this, like a rubber band. You pull the rubber band and then you keep it at that. It's energy you are using to put it. Now, when you want to release that energy, you have to, when you release your hand for the rubber band to come back together, the energy will have to be released. Isn't that so? Now, this is it. It's just like burning something. To create this, you took out oxygen and you brought in heat. Now, when you are burning this, heat is returning back to where it came from, and oxygen is coming back to assemble it back to this. All these things we've seen in science. Science has demonstrated it for us. So my whole goal, the whole goal of my class, is to show you that this is not actually for condemnation, right? But the greater disciple that is helping us understand this is this guy. There is no conflict. So the combination of what? This religion and this one will actually enhance technology. And that is exactly what is happening. They are not in conflict. They are working hand in hand. So that is actually my goal, to show you that there is a language here, there is a language here. And all of them are saying the same thing, to show us this guy, which is this guy, which is what? Solution. That is what I want to achieve. That is what I'm trying to show you in everything. So all those things that are written down for you to read, at the end of the day, comes to this. So I have come to the end of this season 3. Now in season 4, I'm now going to show you how to capture the errors, right? How to capture the errors, because this guy helps you to identify the errors that are within the class. And then when you see those errors, how do you capture it? That is what we are going to be looking at in season 4. So don't forget to like, don't forget to share. So till we see in the next season. Bye-bye. Okay, so let me quickly show you some of the tools that I said that we use in reflection to find out certain things about an object. So these are PyCharm. Now I'm going to demonstrate some of the tools that we use in finding out information about an object, which I told you in reflection. So now I just create something like this. Now place it my reflection.py. Okay, so the first thing I will do now is I will create a class and I will supply a name to it. So I'll just say class man. Then I will come in and I will say dev _init _save, and then I will supply name to it. Then I will come here and I will say self.name, assign name to it, right? That's all. So I can now come here and I will create and I will instantiate this class, right? By saying Adam. Then I will call the class constructor man, right? And then I will supply Adam to it. Okay, then I will come here and I will say print Adam.name, and it's going to display that on the screen. So you see, it's printing out Adam. Now I want to find out what class does this Adam belong. So I can come here and I'll say print type, right? And I'll say Adam. What class does it? If I execute this, it will show me that it belongs to the, see, it belongs to the class man. Showing me here that it belongs to the class man. So with this, I can tell that this object, what class does this object belong? So that is what it has shown to me. So with this tool, I can tell that this Adam belongs to the class man. Then I can now access that class man to see if there are any method inside this that this Adam would likely execute. Then I can verify again if it is true that it belongs to that class. I can say print. Then I will call is instance. As you can see, it's already showing me. I can just type that is instance. Now this is expecting 2 parameters. So the object, which is Adam, right? Is here an instance of the class man? Now, if it is, then it will return this as what? True. So I will just click here. You see, this one will tell me that it belongs to the class man. And then here I'm asking, is this an instance of the class man? And then it is confirming that yes, it is true. Then I told you that every class is a subclass of the object class. So let's find out if this class man is actually a subclass of the object class. So I will say print, right, is which is the second one, is subclass. So man is subclass of the object class, right? So if it is true, it will return true. This one will be true, this one will be true. Then I execute. So you see, it's telling you that this class man is a subclass of the object class. So every class is a subclass. So there are many other tools that I can use to find out something about this object. I can use to find out something about this class. And don't forget, a class is also an object, right? So that is what I want to show you in this class. Okay, so that brings us to the end of season 3, and I want to say a very big thank you to those that have been supporting me, for the subscription, for the likes, right, and your comment. So in the next season, I'm going to show you syntax error and exception handling, right? How you capture the errors that you detect in your code. That is what I'm going to show you in the next season. So don't miss the next season, and stay tuned and wait for us to return in the next season. I want to say a very big thank you for the support. So till we see you in the next season. Bye-bye.